What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the AM, guys. Welcome back to 5-Minute Rants. So, last episode, I really talked about the dangers of winning, and I really talked a lot about arrogance. And I figured that it would be really important to actually define confidence. And I think it's important for a couple of reasons. One, because a lot of people will mistake confidence for arrogance, and a lot of people mistake arrogance for confidence. And confidence, really simply put, is this. Confidence is where you have a heart position of deep humility. You know you're wrong, and you know what you're doing is wrong somewhere, and you don't care that you're wrong. And then you've also put in the work to move forward and drive the life that you want. And when you have those two things together, you got confidence, right? You have a deep belief in yourself. And so you don't care that you're wrong. You don't care if people point out mistakes or flaws. It doesn't matter. You'll improve. You'll actually receive what they're telling you, and then you'll improve it and change it. Whereas arrogance can't be wrong. Arrogance can never lose. Arrogance always has to win and be on top. And I'm not talking about drive, where you are driven to win. I'm talking about when you do not win, the emotional reaction, the shutdown, the inability to cope with the loss and to move forward. All of that stuff comes from arrogance. And I think that it's really important to see the difference. And I think that it is very important to know in areas in your life where you do have arrogance versus confidence, or neither, and you do need confidence. And I think it's just important in general to know this because, one, this affects every relationship you have. Who you are as a person directly affects every relationship you have with everybody else, whether it's somebody you're just going to meet off the street at a coffee shop, whether it's a team you work with, your spouse, your partner, whoever. It doesn't matter. It affects every relationship, and then it affects all your work. It's interesting because who you are as a person directly affects and has a great effect upon your work and upon what you're trying to accomplish and build. And I talked about how arrogance really blinds you, but the confidence, like I said, is based on a deep humility and that you're already wrong. You're not doing everything perfect. I had a conversation with a team member, and one of the things we were talking about is she had mentioned how she really likes to do everything in perfection. She wants everything to be perfect, everything to be right. And I said, that's interesting because you're really trying to do something that's not possible, and your focus is on completing something that's not possible because we don't live in a perfect world. So even if you do the absolute best job you can to do the most perfect work you can, you're still wrong because you're missing something and you're not good enough to be perfect and not good enough to have perfect work. Because in order to have perfect work, you must be a perfect person. Think about that. Like I make mistakes. I'm human. There's error, right? So I can't produce anything in perfection. But what I can do is continually improve and continue my journey of self-improvement. And then I get better. And then as a result, all my work gets better. And everything that I do gets better. My relationships get better. My work, my purpose, all those things, the journey gets better. All of that, the execution, the decision making. But if I'm just sitting here focusing on trying to be perfect, it's not going to work. I can't do that. And then there's arrogance thinking that I can be perfect. And oftentimes perfectionism is led by arrogance. And now I'm not saying you don't want your heart surgeon to not be detailed oriented and to try and do the best job possible. I'm not saying do not strive for excellence. What I am talking about is where you're caught up in a place to where you're trying to do perfect work, and that's not reality. Instead, it's how do I be the best version of me currently? And then once that happens, okay, what's the next step? What's the next step? And anything without momentum dies. If you think about that, anything without momentum that's not moving forward or growing really is dead in a large way. And it's interesting because the things that have life, the things that bring life, all seem to move in nature. And that's how it is in business. That's how it is personally. That's how it is with relationships. You talk about stagnant relationships, right? And toxicity, they're stagnant. There's cycles to these things, and the relationship doesn't seem to go anywhere. And all of this comes back to, hey, am I confident? And do I have the humility to know I'm wrong? And do I have the humility to know that I'm already wrong? And I'm just going to continue to put my head down, have the grit and determination to finish the work at hand, and then continue to improve. And that's really where confidence comes from. So anyways, guys, I'm out of time. I'll catch you later. Peace.